are now listening to the War Report Podcast Network.
Yes, sir. What's up, everybody? Welcome into this morning's episode of the Up Tempo Podcast. Y'all know the deal. Sunday morning live edition. Dustin Smith, your host, with my guy Nick Frazier from the Water Cooler Talk Podcast. Nick, what's up, baby?
Chilling, man. How you feeling?
I'm good, man. Waking up this morning, watched an incredible NFL playoff game last night. The Chicago Bears with another comeback over the Green Bay Packers, man. That was fun to watch. And getting on here, kind of watching some tape this morning, trying to get to learn and know these new Auburn Tigers, buddy, because yesterday was a very busy day. Every couple of hours, somebody else committed. And I think you're going to probably have another busy day and another couple of busy days because, quite frankly, it has to be. Auburn has roster spots to fill, and they still got a bit of a ways to go. So we're going to take a look today at some of the new additions that joined the squad over the weekend, and then we'll round out the episode by getting to you guys' comments and talking about kind of what else. What left does Auburn need to do to put together this puzzle for the 2026 season? You guys get in here, smash that thumbs up, sub to the channel if you haven't yet. My guy Zachary Bowman getting us started says, Hogs took an ass whooping. Another school take an L. We getting commits. Life pretty good. Yeah, when we get done here, I'll record a little something for the basketball and put that up. I meant to last night, but got a little tied up with some other stuff. But yeah, Auburn needed a win yesterday on the hardwood, and they were able to get it in a big fashion, probably putting together their best performance of the season. So for the members, stay on the lookout. I'll have that in your feed later today on top of some other stuff this week. Always good to beat Arkansas. I don't know if we play them again in basketball, but hey, got them in football, got them in basketball. And if you get them in baseball, you can really talk that talk. So guy Terry Bowden says, Weagle, let's go, baby. We got a lot of let's goes, War Eagle, and the Insider. Up early, working hard, I would imagine. Ward and Eagle gang, what's up, Ant? Good to see the crowd following in here. We got Devin in the building, as she always is with the War Eagle fam. Jordan says, Golesh is working. Let's talk about it, Nick. Let's talk about it. Alex Golesh went to work yesterday, and one position we know Auburn really needed to attack. Got to go get a lockdown corner. We got to have somebody to replace Kayan Lee and Crawford on their way out. Andre Jordan, DB from UCLA, 6'1", 175 pounds. In his career, he has 15 pass breakups. Now, here's the crazy thing. 5 of those came his first 2 years. 10 of them came last year in 8 games. He did not start. Well, I don't know if all 10 of them came in 8 games, but he did not start until the 5th game of the season when the coaching change was made and all that, and really kind of came on strong and had a big season. Got himself paid, got himself to the SEC. All Big Ten honorable mention. I think that's pretty impressive considering, again, didn't play in the first month of the season, and he was on a very bad team that fired their head coach. So to still kind of have people look at him and say, hey, man, we gotta give him his due here. He had 10 pass breakups and didn't start the whole year. That's a lot. So we knew this was a position, Nick, that Auburn had to attack, had to go out and add a guy. You couldn't just go get this wasn't one where you could just go get a bunch of bodies and see who rises to the top. You had to go get a proven DB that you felt good about that we can stick on the outside, and think Auburn's got their guy here.
Yeah, man. This is where we talk about talent evaluation. This is where we talk about it. This is where it comes in at, man. When you talk about this staff, man, you're going out and getting the guy, bigger corner, 6'1". That tells you that he's going to be able to run with a lot of these receivers in the conference. A lot, not just the conference, but a lot of receivers in college football. You know, when you're he looks like the type of cornerback that's going to be able to guard the X receiver. The X receiver is the number one receiver on the opposite team. And so I always say this: if you listen to Water Cooler Talk Sports and you heard me say, in football, you pay the quarterback first, then you pay the guy that's going to protect the quarterback, then you pay the guy that's going to rush the quarterback. And the next 2 people you pay after that is the guy that the quarterback can throw the ball to, and then the guy that's going to lock down the guy that the quarterback throw the ball to. So one of the top 5 premium positions that you have to have on a football team. Auburn went out there and got him at I don't know what the price is, but I'm pretty sure he, like you said, he may be getting paid to come, you know, like based on his production and things and stuff of that nature, man. But I'm excited about it because losing Jay Crawford, in my opinion, is legitimately one of the best cornerbacks, I would say, not just in the SEC, but in the nation. Losing that type of production, but then going out and getting a guy that's actually 2 inches taller than Jay Crawford, and will have the ability to almost have that same effect as what Jay Crawford is. Now, let's just be honest. He will get tested early on in the season. But once he proves that he's able to come in and he's able to bang with those guys, DeMarcus Van Dyke, guy that has played in the NFL, that played the position, will be coaching him up. I'm excited to see what he does in his league, and I'm excited to see him come out and make some plays, man. Hopefully we'll get some interceptions in there. I didn't see any interceptions.
No.
I didn't see him have any interceptions, but he did have 15 pass breakups. That he was targeted some, and when he was targeted, he did his job. So I like it.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, premium position. Something else that kind of stands out to me too is when you hear the story. I believe they started 0-4 at UCLA.
They did,
and then fired the coach, and then when they beat Penn State and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of shows me a little bit of dog mentality because he transfers in from Oregon State. He doesn't start. UCLA brings in a bunch of DBs. They're kind of ciphering through, trying to figure out who's going to be the guy here. Head coach gets fired. And just really one of the worst head coaches I've never seen anything quite like what was going on there at UCLA. But so he really could have been checked out. Like, it was a very, very bad atmosphere. It was a very bad vibe there. And then you have the whole Nico thing coming in there and creating drama and all this kind of stuff. Then you start off 0-4 and you get thrust into the starting role. You could do one or two things there. You could say, hey, man, I'm going to cash my paycheck this year. I'm going to mail it in. We've seen that.
Mm-hmm.
And he decided, you know what? I'm going to take my opportunity. I don't care that we're 0-4. This is my opportunity to put on good tape. And that's exactly what he did. And he earned himself another opportunity to really kind of show out this year in the SEC. So when you look at like the mental makeup of his story, without knowing too much about him, like, I can just kind of follow the blueprint here, connect the dots and say, this is a guy that works hard. And look, there might be some trade-off because no one's going to come on here and say that Crawford isn't talented or Kane Lee isn't talented or that Cam Coleman's and Malcolm Simmons. No one would ever come on here and say these guys aren't talented.
Mm-hmm.
But there might be a little bit of a trade-off in terms of mentality.
Yep.
Maybe this guy, Andre Jordan, is not quite as talented as a Kane Lee. But maybe he doesn't cause some of the issues in the locker room that a Kane Lee caused. And then you ask yourself, as you kind of go through the names, it's like, man, if we have this big roster turnover, and I'm sure like you can't build a good team full of choir boys. You're gonna need a little bit of crazy guys in there. That's football, right? You are flying around getting into a car crash every play. You gotta be a little nuts to want to do that. So you're gonna get some nut jobs in there sometimes. But you can't. It's like I go back to the peak Saban days at Alabama. You had some guys that got in trouble after they left Bama, but he was able to keep them. They were able to keep them, locked in in their 4 years there in Tuscaloosa. So just kind of building that culture, man. Again, like addition by subtraction with some of these guys, and not even because they were bad football players. They weren't, but just because what was the mentality they were bringing every day. You see a guy right here in Andre Jordan who is willing to put in the work, who we see it. He could have mailed it in last year. He could have quit on UCLA. He was playing in front of 7,000 people every home game there, and he decided to take it the other route. So excited to see what he can do. Now, there's one that this one fired me up, bro. This one fired me up because I wasn't necessarily ready for this one. So part one of this is you get an official announcement from Jeremiah Cobb.
Yep.
You kind of you hadn't heard a whole lot, so you were remaining hopeful. Not surprising, which I can confirm has been the case in every single offseason of Jeremiah Cobb's career. Other teams poked and prodded and tried.
Oh, yeah.
And once again, Jeremiah said no. And this year was his coming into a senior year. Yep. This is really his last opportunity to go get paid and all that kind of stuff. And he decided, no, I'm coming back to Auburn. I'm staying loyal to Auburn. So first off, to Jeremiah Cobb, love you, appreciate you. You're displaying a quality here. You're displaying a trait that is going to serve you well in the long run. you're not going to play football forever. You're damn sure not going to play running back forever. I do think Jeremiah Cobb is a guy that's going to go into the league. The league's going to take a look at him because he has the skill set.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to have
especially with the way football is played today too.
Right.
Yeah, he gonna
pass
be
catching and all that.
Yeah.
If he can upgrade a little bit in pass pro this year, if he can take that next step, he could really help out his draft stock.
Exactly.
So he's a guy that's he's going to play in the league. But the point being, is he gonna play past 30? Like, I'd say no. Right. So what has he done here? Auburn's got his back forever now. Don't ever underestimate how powerful that is. Like, you have a massive university with massive resources now and a huge fan base that has your back forever now. So, like, good on, like, smart move on him. And it's kind of like, I wonder too, I just kind of thought of this. What is it about the running backs, man? Jarquez stayed loyal. Jeremiah stayed loyal. And it's not like it's the same position coach, right? There's been a lot of turnover in that position coach room as well, but we've had these running backs here, man, that kind of stay loyal to it. I think some of that's kind of, there's still a mystique to playing running back at Auburn, if I would have to assume. And also, Auburn has taken care of those guys. Auburn took care of Jarquez Hunter. Auburn's taking care of Jeremiah Cobb. But so you get the big announcement from Jeremiah Cobb. That was the first part. And then a little bit after, Bryson Washington, a guy we actually know a little bit about because we had all summer last season to study Baylor. We talked about Baylor for months, it felt like. A thumper, dude. 6 foot, 215. He has a career 1,861 yards and 8 touchdowns. 2024, he had a massive year going over 1,000 yards. And he was solid again last year, plus 700 yards. So, and this is you look at this, Nick, it's the compliment, right? It's the contrasting styles to Jeremiah Cobb. We can see what the plan is here.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
Yeah, the thing is, I mean, you go back to the interview that Joel Gordon had, and he said one of the non-negotiables for this football team is going to be running the ball and things of that nature. Like, a lot of people feel as if when they see this offense, they think that it's going to be throwing the ball all over the yard, airing it out. That is an aspect of the offense. Don't get it twisted. They do want to score a lot of points, but at the base, at the crux of the offense is they want to run the football. They want the defense to make a decision on what they do on each play. Are we gonna run the ball? We running the ball or we throwing the ball? It depends on how many. It depends on who you commit to the run game. It depends on who you commit to the pass game. And most of the time, we trying to run the football. And you look at Jeremiah Cobb, a guy that had just under 1,000 yards last year. I think it was like 969 that he had rushing.
It was brutal too. He enters the Mercer game, needing less than 100.
That's
it. Get out of there.
That's it. Yeah. But you look at him, you look at Bryson Washington, a guy that has played in Power 4 football. But there's another aspect to this that I think a lot of people are missing, man. You getting a Kai Davenport from USF as well, who came in. A guy that only had 98 carries last year at USF, but ended up with like 612 rushing yards as well. And you look at the average of these guys. You look at Washington and you look at Jeremiah Cobb. You look at especially the year that Washington, when he went over 1,000 yards, I think he had like 175 carries, but just over 1,000 yards. He was averaging like 5.2, 5.5 yards per carry. And you look at Jeremiah Cobb this past year, had the exact same amount of carries, 175, right under 1,000 yards. I think he was averaging 5.5, 5.2 yards per carry as well. So you look at that. But then you bring in the Kai Davenport, a third option guy, 6.2 yards average. And a guy that is built the same way same build as Bryson Washington. I think Jeremiah Cobb probably is the smaller back between the three now. And so when you look at this, and something that Joel Gordon said in that interview, he said, if you want to win games in November, that's what he said. He said, if you want to win games in November and beyond, you have to be able to run the football. And now you come in and you bring in 3 guys that have proven that they can run the football. And now you don't have to wear down one guy. That just makes you that much more durable and that much more viable when it comes to when you have to play Alabama the last weekend of November, when you have to play Florida at the beginning of the year, when you have to play LSU in October, like when it just make like you don't have to worry about it just one guy having to tote the rock, and then at the end of the season him breaking down. That's what championship thought processes and teams are built on. So I'm excited about it, man, because when I saw they brought in another running back, I said, whoa, they really are committed to running the football for real. I was like, okay, then, because when we brought in the Kai Davenport, I thought that was going to be the 1-2 punch that we was talking about. But then when I saw Washington commit, I said, oh, we about to run the football. That's what I'm talking about. We about to dominate the line of scrimmage as much as we possibly can, and I'm excited about it because, like he said, if we want to win games in November and beyond, you have to be able to run the football, and I'm excited.
I think you made a really important point there. I spoke on Friday's episode. I believe it was Friday when I went live, but I think that what happened to Jeremiah Cobb is he got worn down.
Yep.
Because once Damari Alston made that decision that he made, they kind of got thin back there. And, Omar Mobson, I'm excited for his future, but they didn't seem like they wanted to give him too many carries. They seemed like they was kind of limited in what they trusted him to do and the volume that he had. So I really think that, like, as the season went on, not having another guy there to help Jeremiah out, I just think he kind of got, a little bit worn down and probably was beat up a little bit in those last 2 games. So, like you said, man, having another guy to take those blows, there's so much about this to like. And if you look at this running back room, how if it stays the same, then you've got Jeremiah Cobb and Alvin Henderson is more of his style.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have 3 guys I would say Davenport and Washington are really downhill guys.
Yep.
And Omar kind of leans that way, but he's also got a little bit of wiggle in his game. I'd say he would lean more towards the thumper style, but he's also like, there's something else there. It's very interesting, the makeup of this. You've got like 5 guys that can all do. You got a couple guys that can do the same thing, and you got a couple guys that can do something different. And just the idea of Jeremiah Cobb and Bryson Washington as your 1-2 punch really, really excites me. And then also, I like the layer depth in this room because I've got 2 experienced guys at the top who probably their last year playing college football. And then underneath it, I've got a redshirt freshman and Alvin Henderson, who's highly recruited. Still think the best is to come for him. I've got Omar Mabson, who is obviously ahead of schedule and is a young back. And then Nakai Davenport, who is a young back. And last year he had 98 carries, 612 yards, 7 touchdowns. And like you said, good for 6.2 a carry.
Yep.
So look, man, like you can really look at it and be excited about what Auburn's building in this running back room. And like you said, if you go back and you watch how Hugh Freeze built his football team and spent his money, a lot of money in a wide receiver room, the Freeze 4 and all that, which I'm not knocking it. It's a good strategy. Go get weapons. But it was very apparent he wants to throw the football. You could see by the way he was building the team. He was trying to get to where he could throw the football. He said he wanted to run the football, but his actions didn't actually say, I really want to run the football like that. Alex Golesh is telling you, I want to run the football. These are the things I'm doing that will get us there. So I wasn't expecting this caliber. I knew they were trying to add another running back. I didn't think we were going to get a guy of Bryson Washington status, Nick. This surprised me. You saw some rotation guys from other schools. You had the Florida running back and guys like that who were just kind of in some of those rooms. You went out and got a dude, man. Like Auburn went and got a dude here. This could be fun. And here's another part of this too that we need to touch on when we're talking about the running back because it's very important. Very important. Jordan says, with a dual threat QB, that can also break it.
Yes, it is.
Man,
yes, it does.
Bryson Washington and Byron Brown coming downhill at you?
Yeah,
okay. They gonna hit you, Nick.
Hey, they will. And I just go back to what this coaching staff has said, man. And they talk about everybody talk about what the offense is gonna look like. They have a very set standard of what the offense will be, but the way it will operate basically changes on the personnel that's in the offense. So from what I'm seeing, and I'm just making a very educated guess, hypothesis, if you want to use the scientific term for it, is that Auburn's about to run the football as much as they possibly can. You know what I'm saying? I mean, when you like, and shout out to that company, you got a dual threat quarterback, a guy that's thrown for 3,000 yards, that's rushed for over 1,000 yards. He was close to doing it 2 years ago. 3,000 for 800, on track to do it year before this past season, but got injured and then actually did it this past year. When you look at that and you see how he's built, and you got Jeremiah Cobb in the backfield, now you got Nikai Davenport, now you have Bryson Washington back there. Auburn is looking to be a running team this year, and they're going to potentially lean on that and take their shots down the field when necessary, is what it looks like to me, man. I'm excited about it because if you have that like those continuous just punishing blows going downhill, defenses is gonna give up, especially in this era of football. A lot of guys aren't built to just sit there and just continue to just hit guys.
Yeah.
Especially the guys that are that big and strong. Man, it take a dude to to sit there and take that punishment for. Pause. Man, you know what I'm saying, man. You know what I'm saying.
Big physical
to
back.
do that, yeah.
The
Defense will fall back. That's what it will, man. Pause, man. Pause. My bad.
Yeah, old Calipari had a pause moment yesterday in that presser. Did you see that? I said, boy, man, gotta be more careful out here in these internet streets now.
Got to, man. Got to.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I would say versus his old team. Versus Bryson Washington's old team in Baylor. That's the one time last year where we saw Auburn kind of force the opponent to quit. The opponent to quit by running the ball late in that fourth quarter. Baylor didn't want any more of Auburn's run game.
Exactly.
They just didn't want it. But that was it. That was the only time we saw that. And for the rest of the year, we were kind of wondering, where did that go? So I don't think under Alex Golesh that he is going to abandon it. He's building his team like he's not going to. So I like it, man. I like it. And also, like, we know at running back, you need guys.
Yes, you do.
You're going to run the football in the SEC. There's a good possibility that you could get banged up and miss some time. So big addition, man. One that I didn't see that caliber of running back coming. We're going to get to some of these comments, and then we'll get to the second segment of the show today. Teresa says, no more wide receivers, no more running backs, trenches only. I hear you, Teresa. We are going to speak on, probably should have saved that one. We're going to speak on what we need or what we want Auburn to add in these last couple of days here of the transfer portal. Thomas says, losing that loser mentality. Buddy, I hope so. I think so. I think they're bringing. I think. Man. Like I bet I'm not in there. Okay, I'm not in there with Warsaw and Golich and all that, but I'm willing to bet.
Yeah.
That is a part of their evaluations.
Yes.
I think they came in. It's like if you walk. It's like you say you're a cleaner. Say your job is to clean apartments or clean houses or something, and you get told that one right there, unit number 7, is dirty.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a mess, so get ready. And you save it for last. You get all the other ones knocked out. You save it for the last one of the day. And then you open up the door to apartment 7. And it's beyond a disaster. And you're like, hold up. We're going to get started today. We're going to get started. Okay. But we're going to be back here tomorrow cleaning this whole apartment. This is not going to get done today. You told me this was a mess. It's beyond a mess. Okay. Someone set a bomb off in here. I think that's what Alex Golesh walked into.
Mm-hmm.
I think he knew. I think John Cohen said, hey, when you open up this door now, ignore the clothes on the floor. And he opened up the door and there was old moldy pizza on the floor and half-drank Coke cans all over the nightstand and everything. He said, oh, my God, I got a lot. Hold on. I got to step back out, go get your correct cleaning supplies, and come back and attack this the right way. I think that he opened that door to Auburn football facility, and he looked in and he said, you didn't even play, and you're making how much? And you want how much? And what is your reason for that again? My 2023 high school recruiting ranking. Get out. Get out. Where's the production? Where's the production? So I'm willing to bet that that's a big part of their evals. You think I'm off on that?
No, you're totally correct. Totally correct. And that was a great analogy too. You open up the door and you'd be like, wait, what? Like, huh?
Start
Like,
corner did what?
Nah, dog. We gotta clean
Yeah.
this out, man. We gotta dog. You gotta go, dog. You gotta go. Nah, man. Nah, I agree with you wholeheartedly, man. I think they came into this situation. I think they came into the situation thinking that there was talent here, but maybe the talent was underutilized, like what a lot of people thought at the beginning. This is just an underutilized talent. Like anybody can see that Cam Coleman is one of the most talented wide receivers in the country. You know, anybody can see that. They come in and anybody can see that Jay Crawford is one of the most talented cornerbacks in the SEC. Anybody can see that. Anybody look at this and be like, all right, man, there's talent on this roster. If you're a head coach, you coming in saying, wow, okay, this is what I have to start with. Okay, let me just come in here, implement my philosophy, implement the details that I want, implement everything that needs to be done in order to make this program a winning program. But then when you start to peel back those layers and you start seeing what exactly is going on, you'd be like, nah, man, I might have to do a little bit more than this. You know, I may have to, this might be a little bit more that I mean, I knew I was gonna have to come in and do something, but I may have to go a little bit deeper with this. You know, so I agree wholeheartedly with what you said.
Yeah.
And with them, and I don't think that was anything that was a daunting task for them, because as we always stated, like people always understand, like if you sit down and you watch his journey, especially if you watch his journey from when he was at Ohio State all the way up to where he is now, everywhere he has been, he has taken over a program that was underutilized or not winning before he got there. And when he left, it was a successful part of it was a successful unit of the team or a winning program. So there's a track record there. There's a track record of him taking something that's kind of old, dusty, not shining anymore, and making it very appealing to where people want to come be a part of it. And you mentioned this a couple of weeks ago. You was like, he took USF from a team that won 4 games before he got there to winning 24 games since he's been there in the past 3 years. And now they go hire a coach like Brian Hartline, who was one of the hottest offensive coordinators in football.
Yeah.
Do you think Brian Hartline looks at a job like that? If the resources, if the guy before him didn't actually build the program up to what it was to get the resources and making it an appealing destination for recruits to want to come. Alonzo Barrett, the guy that was at JMU last year, just committed to USF. If I'm not mistaken, I'm sorry, UCF, excuse me. Wrong school. Don't get mad at me about that. But anyway, you get what I'm saying. You had they're getting recruits that want to come to USF and play football, man. So yeah. I mean, he built the program. He built the program up to where it's an appealing destination. So there's a track record there. So why not? What would be the difference of him coming in and doing that now at Auburn? Because Auburn has been a mess the past 5 years. Let's just be completely honest about it. They have been. So let them work, man. Let them cook. Let them get the Clorox. Let them get the Mr. Clean. Let them get the Fabuloso. Let them get the Pine Sol. Let them get all of it mixed in the bucket. Get the mop, and let's just wipe this thing and let's get going, man.
Yeah, I'm with you, buddy. I'm with you. Jordan says Cobb loves Auburn just like we do. Hard to argue it at this point. I mean, he is stuck with us. Boy, I sure would love to reward him with at least a bowl win.
Yes,
at least an 8-9 win season in a bowl win. It would be nice to see him get rewarded for his loyalty. Alex says, how about Jared Smith showing that dog mentality, putting the date of the LSU game on Malik's post? I spoke on this briefly on the last episode, and yeah, I freaking love it. I freaking love it. Not that I think that Malik was just getting a big contract. Honestly, like from Auburn to where they felt like, buddy, that we can't do that. So I don't know what he got at LSU, but I love every bit of Jared Smith's mentality there, man. I really do. And we're going to talk about it here in a second. Jared Smith's going to have to be a key piece to next season. He's going to have to kind of take that next step. But I love everything about Jared Smith's potential and the flashes that he's shown us last year. But also, that mindset, that mentality. It's like me and you were talking about this before we came on. I'm watching that Bears-Packers game. And in my entire life, Brett Favre beat down the Packers. Then they went and got Aaron Rodgers. Okay, so the Bears are going through Jay Cutler and Grossman and Brian Greasy, and I can name some quarterbacks that have played.
Y'all remember Rex Grossman? Wow.
Yeah, he played the Super Bowl.
He did.
Yeah, he started in the Super Bowl. Hester took the game-winning kickback. Prince did Purple Rain in the Rain. That's Manning's won his first ring. They dominated, right? Packers dominated the Bears the entire Aaron Rodgers era there. Then they get Jordan Love. Like, for one, who the hell's doing QB evaluation in Green Bay, my guy? Y'all are – how do you not miss? But also, like, they've just dominated the Bears. And if you don't know, those are the first 2 NFL teams.
Yep.
That's the oldest rivalry in professional football. It was an afterthought, man. It had become an afterthought because the Packers just dominated the Bears, and they made the playoffs every year, and the Bears could never make it. And you know what the Bears started doing? I remember a couple of years ago, that's probably 3 or 4 now because he was still with the Packers, but Rodgers scores a touchdown in Soldier Field. He's standing in the end zone. He does his belt thing.
This guy double check.
And then staring at their crowd, he said, I run Soldier Field.
Whoa.
This is my field.
Whoa.
I own this.
Whoa.
This is mine.
Whoa.
And the record stated it. And there was nobody that could say anything. And you know what? All the Chicago Bear players that were standing there that he had just ran through for that touchdown just stood there. And why am I bringing all this up? Because I watched Ben Johnson, the Bears coach, last night versus the Packers. And I see him on the sidelines after they would sack Green Bay or force us to yelling, F them. Multiple times I saw him on camera yelling, F them. And then you see his post game. And he said, F the Packers. I said it again, F the Packers. And the locker room goes crazy. Now, go back to Hugh Freeze getting asked about the Georgia rivalry his first year at Auburn. And he said, I don't want our players to hate anybody. We want to spread love, or something to that extent. Look, this is simulated warfare.
Yes, it is. Yes,
For too long, Auburn has just been pat you on the butt. Did you have a good time today? Did you like our stadium? Is there anything we can do to improve the concessions? Did you have a good time? Did everybody treat you well? We're very, very classy. Did you know how classy we are here? We're very classy. We're so classy. Have you read our creed? Enough, bro. Enough.
I feel you, Dustin.
Enough.
I feel you.
What I saw from Ben Johnson last night is the only way the Bears were going to beat the Packers. That's the only mindset. That's it. There wasn't no other mindset that was going to get the Bears over that hump. There's only one mindset. Alabama has won in Jordan-Hare Stadium 3 times in a row. Do you know how that changes? Alex Golesh's mindset, what he did to FAU. You bring that here. You bring that here. Because Auburn has been bullied. Our lunch money has been taken. We're sitting in the back of the class. They're throwing gum at us, spitballs, and we've done nothing. Do you like us? Can we please play with you guys? That's all we've been.
That's what we sound like. That's exactly what we sound like. Can we please play with y'all, please?
Please.
Thank you.
Let's in the playground. No, Alex Golesh said, I'm playing. I'm kicking the door down to the clubhouse. I'm first down the slide now. We're going to play this game. So, yes, Alex. I saw it. I freaking loved it. This is the mentality that Auburn has to have.
I agree.
Pat Dye set the standard. We run the ball, open up the pass game. It's Auburn. From a football standpoint, yes, I agree. Run the freaking football first. I scream time and time again when Hugh Freeze was the head coach. You can't be the head coach at Auburn and refuse to run the football. It's the foundation of the program is running the football, so you can't ignore it. But let's also, to stay on this train of thought here, think about that Pat Dye mindset. Pat, how long is it going to take to beat Alabama? He could have said, well, you know, Bear Bryant's been doing a good job there for 20-plus years, and we got to kind of build this thing up, and it's going to take me a couple years. Give me a couple recruiting classes. We're getting close. Give me a couple. No, he didn't. He said, shit, 60 minutes.
I like it.
And then what happened? And then what happened?
They beat him.
The best decade of Auburn football. So, like, yes, bro, this is the mentality. Our if you're Auburn, your arch rivals are Alabama and Georgia.
Yep.
They're the big dogs.
Yep.
You're not good. They're the bullies. There's only one way to beat them. It's not about just handing over your lunch money willingly. So, a lot of this, I loved it. I absolutely loved it. He didn't talk a whole lot. Jared didn't say, well, I'll see you next year, Malik. Well, he just said October 24th.
That's it.
We'll see about it.
That's all that need to be said.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Teresa says, just saw Sylvester Smith post about him coming back. Is this new news? Yeah, it is. Look, I made the joke a couple weeks ago, Nick. I said, well, what do we have to have a post from every single player to announce they're returning? The answer is yes. So I guess so. We do. And so Sylvester coming back. What are your thoughts, bud?
Man, I'm excited about it, man. Sylvester Smith is one of those guys that come in and he thumps. Like he comes in and he likes to hit, and I'm excited. You just spoke about it. You just spoke about having that mentality, that type of mentality. You saw it on the defensive side of the ball last year. You saw these guys on the defensive side of the ball play with an edge, and that's what kept Auburn in a lot of games as well. So I sit here and I say, man, come on, man. Why can't the entire team have that? Now that you got a head coach in here that brings that same type of mentality, now it's going to just bleed into the offensive side of the ball. And we should now start to see that same mentality that was on the defensive side of the ball be on the offensive side of the ball. And now guys like Sylvester Smith, those guys that have that mentality can now just put it and just see the offense to have it. And now it'll be just two cohesive units working together to go win football games for Auburn. I'm excited about it, man. Can't wait. Can't wait, man. I can't wait to see him back on the field next year, balling for Auburn, man.
Yeah, absolutely. We got a super chat, my guy. I know the secondary was suspect last year mostly, but these returns and DBs, they will be improved and one of the best in 2026. What are your thoughts on this?
I agree. And people go, and here's the thing. I thought I don't know if people thought I was about to come in here and be like, I don't know, you lost two. No. Auburn had the 11-12 best passing defense in the conference last year. We can only go butt up. I'm just saying. Now, if you talk about the running, if you talk about the rush defense, I think Auburn was top 5 rush defense last year, and I think it netted us being like the number 7 defense in the conference or something like that. But when we talk about the pass defense, man, we were horrible. Go back and watch the Baylor game. Go back and watch the Baylor game and see how many times wide receivers got behind DBs in that game. Go back and watch it. Yeah. Go back and watch how many times Michael Trigg just worked the middle of the field and was able to just catch footballs and just continue to get yards after the catch. Go back and watch it. Let's just be real about it. Go back and watch it. I'm being serious. Watch how many times Isaiah Satanga at Oklahoma made catches against Auburn. One of them wasn't a catch, but it should have been a fumble recovery for a touchdown. But go back and watch how many times he made catches against Auburn in that game. Go back, just go back and watch it. Let's just be real about it. Go back and watch Mario Craver and KC Concepcion and watch how they just caught everything that they could against Auburn. Now the score didn't give you didn't tell the story of how well that offense played against Auburn's defense. But just go look at it. Just being real. You got to get guys in here like this. This is the whole thing that a lot of a lot of people have been saying, production over potential. I did a whole show about it one time. Production over potential is what it is. You got guys that have proven production that's going to come in, and if it translates and guys are now being able to be coached up about it, it should be able to look well on the field next year for Auburn football. I'm excited, man. I'm excited. There should be an improvement. We can't go nowhere but up. We can't. I'm just saying on the pass defense.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? Because you look at it and you're like, man, Caden Lee did kind of picked on at times, but Crawford was solid, and Caden Lee wasn't bad. I'm not going to say he was bad, but like you look at it and you're like, individually, I think these guys played okay, but as a whole, the pass defense, and a lot of it, like you said, was the middle of the field. Really kind of, there was a drop off in my opinion, man, in the safeties. How much of that was Charles Kelly moving on to Jacksonville State and all that? So like, we're just one thing I have faith in is DJ Durkin knowing that it was an issue.
Yep.
And addressing the issue and working to fix it. So thank you for the $5 super chat, NH3425. Digging the new profile picture, by the way. Got the bug glasses on in the profile pic. Like that, man. Like that a lot. And thank you for supporting the show and rocking with us every single day. Let's see. Jordan says with a okay, we brought that one up already. Slugged up Durkin says Golesh looks like he hasn't slept in about 3 months. Yes, somebody put this on X yesterday. I think it was my guy Graham. And Warsaw actually commented underneath, he hasn't. he hasn't been sleeping. So yeah, work hard, man. I mean, it's like I can only imagine what the mindset is like for these coaches because the season ends and then you actually have to like work the hardest you have to work all year. And I'm sure his head has been spinning because my head has been spinning trying to keep up with all the visits and who's in and who's out. And, this story about this guy doing this and all this kind of like my head is spinning, right? Yeah. I can imagine being the guy that's responsible for it. Earn that paycheck, Alex Golesh.
Yeah, man. Shout out to him. He working hard for it, man. He working hard for it.
Did Malcolm commit anywhere yet? No. And I would only bring this up because it's relevant to a conversation that we had a couple minutes ago. Some stories are coming out. His visits haven't been going well because guess what? There's some concerns there. Surprise, surprise. And I hate that for him. I hate that that he's kind of that's the route he's going. Hopefully he can get it together and not waste his talent. But no, he has not committed anywhere. He is actually not impressed, according to reports, these schools that he has visited with kind of the attitude and stuff like that. So like we said again, a mess that had to get cleaned up. And sometimes, man, talented players got to walk. Sometimes talented players that you just got to cut them loose. Got to cut loose. Is, man. My Bucks went on a couple weeks too long with Antonio Brown, and it ended up with him quitting in the middle of the game.
Literally.
They could have everything. They probably should have cut him about 3 weeks ago when he started that crap. Jordan said, isn't the offense designed to spread the field so defenses can't stack the box? I have currently, Nick, been watching some videos on the wide choice and just trying to understand kind of what the whole concepts and all that is. I know that you do as well. What say you?
Yeah. So basically what it is, if you've been watching a lot of breakdown of the offense, the wide choice offense, it's about the splits of the receivers. So you're gonna see a lot of receivers that are split wide to the field, like outside the number type situations. So basically, the main theme of the offense is they want to run the football, but they want to be able to make the defense commit to one or the other. And by doing that, they want to stretch the field horizontally as well as vertically. So you're going to see a lot of zone read runs. You're going to see a lot of traps. You'll see some pin and pulls. You'll see some duo combination blocks on the offensive line as well. But the choice part of the offense comes from the receiver because there are a lot of choice routes that the receivers can run. And this is where the quarterback and the receivers have to be on the same page when playing. Because you have to be able to understand coverages most of the time. You have to be able to understand what defenses are in, because the quarterback and the receiver have to be on the same page to know exactly where they want to go with the football. You see a lot of switch release sometimes. You'll see some switch release off the line, basically meaning that the inside receiver and the outside receiver will basically, when they come off, they'll switch. One will go in, one will go out, and they'll run some type. So what now?
Oh, I just heard you knock something over there. I said bang.
Yeah, my bad. They'll switch release off the line just to confuse, just to get some type of mismatch on some guys and things, stuff of that nature. So there are a lot of different things in this offense that are going to be appealing to a lot of people. And the thing is, when people first see it, they think it's a lot about throwing the ball around the yard and just throwing the football around and trying to put as many passing yards on the field. Actually, they really want to run the football. If they can spread it out as much as they possibly can, to your point, yes, they want to spread it as much as they possibly can to make the defense commit to one. So if you don't have a lot of guys in the box, they're going to run the football. If there's a lot of guys in the box, they're going to throw the football. It's just that simple. It's really simple, but there are some complexities to it once you get into the details of it. We're not in the offensive room, so we don't know what those complexities are, but you can just watch and you can just see exactly what they're trying to do potentially. But they have their own calls and checks off for everything that they want to do. But yeah, that's basically what it is. That's basically what it is.
The thing that I like is that it works.
It does.
Everywhere he's been, it's worked. So as long as it works, cool. Justin says Kinsley Falston is so underrated, better than K and Lee. Yeah, Kinsley signed with Missouri, and I hated to see that. I think he's a very talented player as well. But that's just part of it, man. But yeah, I agree with you. I like this game for sure. Let's see, get a couple more of these, and we'll get to the next topic. Okay, I got the same comment twice there. So let's say Sellers ask, who would you guys like to see us add next in the portal? I'm not going to go names necessarily. The Ohio State kid, who I'm not going to try to say his name, the interior offensive lineman, he definitely stands out to me. So let's try to give different positions here, Nick. And
Okay.
I'll go first in saying I would feel a lot better if an edge rusher with some production was added, with some proven production at the Division I level.
Yeah.
Right now, when I look at that edge room,
Yeah,
I see a lot of potential. What could Jared Smith be?
Yeah.
What could Joe Phillips be? The guy that we got yesterday, forget his name, is Nate something, right? From Missouri,
Nate Johnson.
Nate Johnson from Missouri. There's potential there, not a lot of production. So for me, I would like to see an edge rusher added with production at the FBS level.
Okay.
Because right now I'm looking at that room and I just say talent. There's talent there.
Yeah.
But one, I'm not sure about the depth. I haven't seen anything from Joe Phillips. Big recruit, but I haven't seen him on the field. So I remember the talent when he was coming out of high school, but I don't know. We saw flashes of what Jared Smith could actually be last year. And even if his game takes the next step, is it enough to hold Auburn down on the edge? I don't think so. I think you need to add a quality, high level edge rusher for me to feel good about Auburn getting after the pass rusher next year, or the passer next year.
That's a really good position. That was actually gonna be where I was gonna go. But shout out to Dustin. I could see Auburn potentially adding another premium cornerback. I think that's a premium, man. I think it could be a premium to add another cornerback on the roster. I mean, let's just be real. I can easily say offensive line because that's where we need to add guys at. But Alex Golesh said it himself when he got on, what was it, Twitter or Instagram? He was like, people was adding him saying, we need offensive linemen. I know. Okay.
I'm aware.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure he knows that. But I think having a quality, here's why I say this. Because I think pass rush and coverage work hand in hand. You watch football, it works hand in hand. If you have guys who are able to cover for a period of time and be able to be in great trail positions, be able to be in great position, not be penalty prone, know how to use their hands, know how to turn their head and look for the football when they're in trail position and when they are in the hip pocket of the receiver and stuff like that, and not get penalized for it and things, stuff like that. And guys that are somewhat of that can be somewhat of lockdown on their side of the field. I think that allows the defensive line to get more pressure on a quarterback when the production, as we were saying, has not been up to standard of what it could be. Like, Auburn doesn't have an R. Mason Thompson or a Cassius Howell on the offense on the defensive line right now. We have a lot of guys that have the talent to be that, but we don't have a guy that has the production in order to come out and do that right now, to do what those guys have done. So if you can have quality secondary play on the back end, because I think Auburn's linebacker core is going to be one of the best in the SEC next year. But if you can have quality secondary play on the back end, just to give the defensive line a little bit more time, give them that extra half second or second to corral the quarterback and get pressure in the quarterback's face, I think that's a plus. I think that's a plus.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing another corner out there, Nick. Would make me feel a little bit better because, again, I I like Blake Woodby.
Yeah.
I think the future is bright for Blake Woodby. Do you want to go into the season, just one more guy there, one more guy, kind of maybe similar to I'm sorry, a comment here just got me distracted because it was Deuce Knight signing with Ole Miss officially. I guess that's a done deal. Well,
Oh,
okay.
really? Okay, cool. This was up.
All right. So, so I guess I wonder how the DJ Lagway thing goes there then. DJ Lagway, would they still sign? I mean,
DJ Lagway's at Baylor.
Yeah, but then he still visited Ole Miss after that, right?
No,
I think that fake?
That was fake. I think he officially signed with Baylor.
Okay. So Deuce to Ole Miss. Okay, so then this will be my. I guess he's gonna start if Trinidad doesn't get the waiver.
That's a good. I don't know. I mean,
because if Trinidad, here's my thing, Nick. If Trinidad gets the waiver,
yeah,
you're just signing up for the same situation. You're just signing up for the same situation you would have been in anyway.
Exactly.
At Byron Brown.
Exactly. With a offensive coordinator who we just found out was John David Baker. Is the guy that we was trying to figure out who is John David Baker, but we found out who he was. With that guy, instead of having a proven collaboration of Alex Golesh and Joel Gordon together, that wherever they've been, they produced quarterback play that has exceeded what people thought it would be. Like, I mean, when he was a recruiting coordinator and over at Iowa State, they developed Brock Purdy. Even though Brock Purdy was picked in the 7th round, you see what he's doing now in the NFL. You went and got Hendon Hooker from Virginia Tech, brought him to Tennessee, and now he became a starting quarterback. It was in the Heisman Trophy conversation. You had a guy in Byron Brown who was on the depth chart at USF, and you brought him in, and now you've gotten him to be a 3,000, 1,000 yard guy. I think he threw for 3,000 yards every year he started, except for the year he got injured, or something of that nature. Like, there's a track record there of these two guys, Alex Golesh and Joel Gordon, developing quarterbacks and making them better and more marketable to the NFL when they leave them. I don't get it, but okay, it is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, for sure, do your thing again. Let's go back to a point we talked about 20 minutes ago on our last segment. Can you play for Alex Golesh if in the middle of the week you scrub your Instagram and all these kind of things? Like, I don't think that's something that he's going to want from his QB. I can tell you that. So I don't know. I don't know if it, I just don't know if the mindsets and the mentalities for some of these guys are going to mesh there. I got thrown off track. What I was going to say was, to your point, Nick, about adding another DB, I wonder if there are still some like Rashawn Pleasant caliber style corners out there that Auburn could add. And I think there is, right? So
yeah,
that would be somebody maybe of that caliber. That would be nice. You can add a guy like that. I would be happy about that. Also interior offensive line, and they're, like you mentioned, they're trying to get that done. Yeah. You don't have to tag Warsaw and Golesh. They know.
They know.
They are aware that we need linemen. So we'll see how all that goes today. Ole Miss pushing hard for the Ohio State kid was the last I heard. Auburn feels good about when he left anyway. So interior offensive line, need a couple more guards. Like you, I would like to see another outside corner added to that room. And I'm just going to pose this question that I brought up a couple weeks ago. I'm going to say this about it. If we get into the season and Hudson Cock is shanking 30-yard punts, bro, I'm going to have some serious questions as to what the hell went on this offseason. Well, the story is he was told to do that. Okay. The only reason I don't have a hard time believing that is because how stupid the last staff was, especially in terms of special teams. I don't even know if Hugh is aware it's the third phase of the game. I think he thinks it's just like, it's part of it.
Yeah.
I don't think he considers it the third phase.
He doesn't.
There definitely wasn't an emphasis on it.
It was not.
If they were actually telling Hudson Cock to punt it as high as he can, 40 yards exactly in the air, and next year he comes out and is booming at 50, then okay. Then okay, right? Cool beans. Then whoever told him that last year needs to never, ever, ever be in charge of special teams, peewee football.
ever again. Just stay far, far away from it because it ain't for you, big dog.
Nope.
It'd be like telling a free throw shooter, take 3 steps back from the free throw line. Just anyway. So I'm gonna wait and see on that one. But if we get into the season and he's still shanking them all over the place, I'm gonna ask, what in the world?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna buy the company line here that he was told to do that and that it'll be better because they haven't even entertained. I've seen nothing about punter. They good with that. I trust that they don't think that the tape is good. Hopefully they think he can actually do better than that. So I'm gonna roll with that. If we get into the season and it's the same thing, then I'm gonna have something to say about it.
Agreed.
But I'm gonna and I've already publicly apologized. Hudson, I'm gonna do it again. If they told you to do that and you were actually capable of booming the ball down the field, then I owe you an apology. And I'm sorry. And that didn't even come into my brain because it's so stupid that I couldn't imagine that they told you to do that. So if that is the case, then I do owe Hudson Cock a public apology because I was very public about the other things I was saying. So let's get into some of these comments, man, before we get on up out of here today. Corey says, will we sign anyone in February? Is anyone left? This will be interesting. It's kind of funny because I'm looking at like all these fan bases are freaking out across college football because the time's running out and everybody still has big holes to fill. Yeah. So I would imagine there would be. Now, I don't think there would be I don't imagine there would be big critical pieces signed in February. I think the big names will all be off the board. It'll be fun to see how this works out because this is the first time we've seen this one window like this.
Yeah.
You know, I bet it gets real hectic here at the end. I bet some guys kind of enter last minute because teams get antsy and tamper a little bit and offer a big deal, right? Like I bet there's some of that that's going to go on for sure. Probably a pretty crazy week here if I had to guess. Mm-hmm. But I definitely think that they are going to be, when the dust settles, there's still going to be quality players out there, SEC like roster quality players that can come on a roster and fill the spot and be a depth piece for you and help you out in practice and all that kind of stuff. So I would anticipate, and you'd probably see 1, 2, 3, depending on the school, across the entire sport. I think that when this portal window settles, teams will probably still have some open spots that they need to fill. So I wouldn't be shocked as if you should kind of see some signings a little bit later on into the process. But I will say, Corey, I don't expect it to be any like massive kind of game changer type thing. I think that those guys that are still in the portal or maybe are going to enter the portal here this week, I think that this is going to kind of be like the final push, the final frenzy for those guys, and all that'll get done. But I definitely could see roster spots being filled on down the line.
Here's the question: like, there's a dead period after this ends on Friday?
Yeah, and I don't know the rules exactly, the new rules.
Yeah. I think there's a dead period, and I think after the dead period, I think they're still able to sign guys after that, if I'm not mistaken. I think. Don't quote me on that. You know, fact check me behind that. But I do know that there is a dead period behind after when Friday night hits. It's a dead period, and then I don't know how long. I think the dead period is what? I think it's 2 weeks, I believe, or something like that. If I read that correctly, and then after that, they'll be able to still sign like a couple of guys afterwards or something like that. So,
gotcha. No Meter says, do we get a backup QB? We need one.
Yeah, I think you do need one.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, there was a guy that visited, Tristan. I don't know how to pronounce his last name.
I saw the kid from Oregon State. Are you talking about?
Yeah, Tristan Tia. Tia,
like
I think is how you say his name. Apparently he enjoyed the visit, man. So, I mean, don't get it twisted, man. You got Lachlan Hewlett, who was with Golesh and Gordon at USF. He was a 3-star kid coming out of St. Augustine High School in St. Augustine, Florida. He threw for 5,000 yards, 47 touchdowns in high school, only had 13 interceptions his entire time in high school, which is surprising. A lot of people say that this guy can spin the football. A lot of people say he's very, very smart, like a very, very smart quarterback. So I think they have the future locked up there. Rice Brush, I just realized I was told that I was pronouncing his last name wrong. So Rice Brush is a guy that was in this class as well, another 3-star guy. That's in the class. And then of course, Auburn's looking at Andre Adams, 4-star kid in the 27 class out of Antioch, Tennessee. And and Israel Abrams, another 4-star kid from Arlington Heights, Illinois, is who Auburn was looking at as well. Another 4-star guy in the 27 class. So I mean, I think Golesh and Gordon are doing their due diligence when it comes to the quarterback position and figuring out where they need to go and how they want to move forward with it and how they want to actually, set it up to where they can have the guy for the future, not have to worry or depend on the portal each year.
Yeah.
Have a guy that's just ready to step in, that's been in the system for a year or two and ready to step in and just be the guy and be the starter. So I think, like I said, wherever these guys have been, they've taken what was dusty and dim and made it shiny and very clean. So I'm trusting them on that position.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think they're gonna go after one more. There's gonna be another arm added to that room. It's just I'm looking at what will the production be, what will their experience be, all that'll kind of tell us just what the plan moving forward is. Look, somebody put in the comments, should we be worried that he wasn't able to lock everything down with Deuce? I thought they presented a great plan to Deuce, and so I'm not mad at it. I thought that they presented a great plan, and I see some people commenting about that, saying that Chambliss, Devin says his waiver was already denied. It was, but Ole Miss is going to sue, and I haven't seen the NCAA win a court case in a hot minute. So
wow.
Yeah, so I do know that it was technically denied, but Ole Miss is still going to go through all of the stuff. And the current precedent is, I would guess he would be back based off of the current precedent. So I do know I understand that it was officially denied. The words like commitment and denied, they're kind of words right now. They're just kind of words in college football. Jordan says needed to punt it 60 yards because we were going to get 15 in penalties. Absolutely. Yeah, lying, bro. Like, yeah, ain't lying. What was it last year? I think it was last year where it got to the point where we just need every kickoff because we couldn't return it without getting a penalty.
Yeah,
like, bro, what is happening? You can still sign guys all the way up until August, and then some other people are saying, but your window to get into the portal closes and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, this is the fun thing about doing content right now in the current state of college football is that in terms of like portal and all that, the rules have literally changed every single year.
Yeah.
So yeah, just trying to keep up with all of it and trying to keep up with all the new players and everything. There's a lot. AU Sleeping Giant says, Dustin and Nick, I hope Deuce starts at Ole Miss, and I hope we sack him. Just 6?
Wow, man.
I saw Auburn get Brody Kroll, 12, 13?
It was a lot of times.
Yeah, go get him.
We need if that happens, you'll have a new sticker. I don't care if you sack Deuce. Well, that'll be hilarious, bro. That'll be hilarious if they do that, man. God, that'll be funny.
Yeah.
I don't even think he was born when that happened.
Yeah. Yeah, probably not.
I don't even think Deuce Knight was born when that actually happened.
Yeah, for sure. So, all right. That's gonna be it for today's episode, man. Thank you guys for tapping in with us. Love you guys. Always being here supporting the show. Like the video, sub to the channel if you're over there on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your audio. You know the deal, man. Turn on your automatic downloads, leave a 5-star review, sign up for these memberships. This is the only way to get exclusive up-tempo content each and every single day. $3.99 a month will get you into that JV squad. $5.99 a month will get you into that varsity squad. That's where the basketball content is. We got baseball coming up in like a little right here at a month. That's where the baseball content will be. Got film breakdowns for all these recruits. We're going to have all kind of stuff on the transfer portal. So tap in, man. That's the best way to support the show. And now, Nick, you tell the people how they can support you and everything that you got going on, my guy.
Yeah, man. You can come over to Water Cooler Talk Sports on YouTube, man. We do live shows Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. We drop a video every day, 7 a.m. So come over there, check us out. If you want to subscribe to please subscribe to Water Cooler Talk Sports. But if you want to join the memberships over at Water Cooler Talk Sports, it's $5.99 a month. Just one membership across the board. Exclusive member only content is coming very, very soon. And of course, man, you support the channel. Also, another way that you can support the channel as well is there no sound? They're saying they can't hear us.
Everybody else says they can. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Another way that you can support the channel is, man, you can go to www.watercoolertalk watercoolertalksports.com, www.watercoolertalksports.com, and check us out, man, and check out some of the written content, written articles that we're doing over there as well on the website, man. www.watercoolertalksports.com, man. We appreciate y'all for rocking with us and supporting us, man. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So some people are saying in the chat that the sound is going out on them. Some are saying they can hear it. Last time this happened, YouTube was crashing. That's what that meant. So we're gonna get on. We're gonna get on up out of here because the last time this happened, the whole damn website crashed for like half a day. So thank you guys so much. There's still some more portal guys to talk to. We didn't even talk about the tight end edition. Johnson, the kid from where did he come from this time? Because he's transferred a couple different places. He wasn't UNC. He was at A&M, then he went to UNC with his brother, right, and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
So we still got a lot to talk about. We'll definitely tap in to the tight end room, a big makeover coming in there. Alex Golesh has a history of remaking tight end rooms and doing it very quickly. So I'm excited about that. So we only touched on a couple of guys today. We got all off season. There's going to be a brand new football team, a lot of new Auburn Tigers to get into. It's going to be another busy day, I think. Going to be another busy day. So we'll be right back here tomorrow on the Up Tempo podcast. Go over there, follow everything that Nate's got going on. Sub to the channel, man. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. I'll see everybody tomorrow morning. Members, I got that basketball and something else as well coming out for you guys this afternoon. So stay locked in. Appreciate y'all. We'll see you on the next one. Ward and baby.
Where you go?